episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
right?
watching this episode
of Oregon Life.
Hello, I'm Frank Caruso, producer of Oregon Life, and welcome to a brand new episode, The Voices Behind Panther Sports. First up is Luke Marx. We're excited to have him on, and in the year to come, we're going to talk to other announcers. We are so thankful to have the announcers that we have, like Luke, who is passionate about the game, passionate about broadcasting, and he'll tell you a lot more about himself in this episode of Oregon Life.
From on Horace.
So Luke, I think you got to assume he makes this one. Do you call a timeout or do you just run right away?
Timeout. Makes it, it's good.
It looks like they're going to play it out.
Miles goes on the court, loses, pulls up. It's good! Miles! Did he win it?
What a shot!
They're going to give it to him! Evan Miles wins it for the Panthers! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I mean, so you just saw that clip of Evan making the game winner. That's probably the most exciting thing that I've ever called as a broadcaster. Evan is one of my best friends. Getting to share that moment with him is something special for sure, and just like, I really enjoy having that moment with him. It's just like an awesome thing that we share now, having that it's on SportsCenter and everything else. Just an absolutely surreal weekend that we've had so far, like just experiencing that. But overall, that's just one of the most fun games overall that I've announced. It was a battle back and forth all game, and of course, it was youth night, and the energy in here was like a deep playoff game. It was just a super fun thing to announce with my friend Brady Taylor up here with me. It was a really, really awesome game. So I was really privileged and blessed to be able to be on the call, and of course it ended with that amazing clip you guys just saw, and that's been one of the most, like I said, probably the most fun thing I've ever done in my announcing career is being able to celebrate that. So I actually, here at the high school, we have a TV show pretty much every day it airs called Panther Vision, and they were having announcements about how OCA Media was looking for announcers, and I was just like, oh man, I always am sitting at home kind of like fake announcing the game on my TV. This was back when I was 14 when I got my start announcing. I was like, Dad, Mom, I think this would be a really awesome opportunity. So I picked up a flyer from one of my favorite teachers. She's like a mom to me at school, Mrs. Weiner. She gave me a flyer. She said, yeah, Luke, this will be awesome for you to do. And so then I went over to our OCA Media office here in-house in the Oregon High School, and I talked to my main man, Paul Zwicker, and he was like, yeah, we'd love to have you come try it out. So 3 big future goals in life. And I said one of my goals, announce an NBA game. And that's something I'd really love to do one day. Of course, I'm only 15 still. I'm really young, and I got a lot of opportunities to grow and improve in my future. I've got a lot of connections here that I've made in the announcing world. Of course, Mike Jocko, who works for NBC 15, he wants me to come and shadow for him this summer, be able to hopefully build my future in announcing. I think it's really important to like not be nervous about like having whatever 100, 200, and of course, you know, could be thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. You just can't be nervous about that. Like I personally find myself to be able to be relaxed and not in a nervous state of mind when I'm broadcasting, and so I think that's one of the things you need. You also need to be able to bounce off your color commentator and really just, you know, display the game to everyone. You got to know the game. You got to have a love for the game. That's one of the things I always find myself thinking about is why I love announcing, because I can display the love for the game of basketball and sports in general that I have. I mean, I'm just like a sports fiend, and like that's one of the reasons I announce is because like I can portray that. So you got to be able to have a love for the game, I think. You got to be able to have a strong voice. You can't be quiet on the mic. It's really important because you can portray better once you have a strong voice. And overall, I think it's just really important, like I said, to have that love for the game, because that's one of the passions I have, and that's one of the reasons I do what I do. One guy that comes to mind, Brian Anderson. He's, you know, been a Wisconsin guy for a long time. I've watched him ever since I've been a little kid, and I really like to model my announcing after him. Just like the excitement he brings to the game is more nationally televised sports, and of course one day I want to be at that. So just I really love to listen to him and kind of the way he portrays the game to everyone, because that's something I like to do as well, and I hope to soon get a chance to be able to talk to Brian. But yeah, I mean, he's one of the guys who I've loved all of my you know, youth life, just watching sports and stuff, and so he's something I really enjoy. Yeah, I mean, so there's TV coverage and there's radio coverage. They're two pretty broad spectrums. I think they share a lot of similarities, of course, but there's also some differences. Like, I obviously, of course, am a TV announcer by experience so far. Maybe one day I'll be on the radio, who knows? But in the radio, you kind of always have to talk more. You have to let everyone know exactly what's going on at all times because of the fact that there's no picture. But on TV, there's a picture. People are seeing what's happening, so you don't always have to say word for word what's going on every time. And you have a chance to check your breath. You have a chance to let your color guy talk. You have a chance to kind of, let the scene play itself out because people are able to watch it. Now, I kind of think of myself, I portray the game more as a radio announcer than a TV announcer, even though I'm on TV, because I just kind of always want to display the game in its entirety. So I'm talking quite a lot about what's going on and stuff, but that doesn't mean that I, fully talk the whole entire game, and I'm not fully like a radio announcer because I also can be a TV guy. I can let the scene play out like I mentioned earlier to everyone, like you guys, you see the game and you're watching it here on OCA Media. I mean, yeah, from the rules of the game aspect, of course, everyone has seen the referees that are, make a bad call, the announcer slanders them, but I always like to think that I kind of keep it more professional because I feel like that's what people want to see from me. They don't want to, as much as we're all Panther fans, I'm a Panther fan, you guys are all Panther fans, we kind of want to keep it more of a balanced type of fair understanding for you guys. You don't want to see one bias one way or another because you guys are already having the bias yourselves because you're Panther fans. So I try to keep it as unbiased as possible. Even if I think that the refs made a bad call, I may say, I don't know if I agree with that call, but I'm not going to continue nagging about the call for minutes and minutes on end because I think it really takes away from the actual point of the broadcast, which is, of course, portraying the game. If you're just talking about one missed call, that's going to lead on so many other missed things that you as the announcer could be able to portray to the fans. And, of course, the rules in general, I think I played basketball up until high school, so I'd like to think that I know the rules pretty well. And, of course, if something happens, I kind of got to know what it is so I can portray it to all you guys. But there is certain things, of course, I'm still trying to work on. Nobody's perfect, and nobody will ever be perfect. So I think the one thing that's so far still I'm trying to work on is just learning the hand signals from referees as they give out fouls, because there's certain things, of course, you got traveling, which is just the spinning of the hands, or you got other things, but there's certain calls where they kind of make a weird hand gestures. So those are the things I'm still trying to learn to be able to portray to you guys better as the fans. Kind of in my mind, you don't want to over-prepare because, if you over-prepare, you have too many random facts, random details. I think it can take away from what's actually going on screen. But you also don't want to come in unprepared and not have enough knowledge towards the game, towards the Panthers or whoever they're playing. I mean, I play baseball and football, so I kind of have a general knowledge of the athletics going on in other schools around in the Badger Conference, the teams the Panthers are going to play, but I like to do some research on, of course, with Sportsnet about how their season's going, who some of their best players are. I travel to every Panther basketball game, home and away basically, for boys and girls. So other than that, I kind of know everything about the Panthers, so I am able to just present those facts, and I'm able to know the facts about the other teams just from a little bit of online preparation and just kind of having the understanding and the traveling knowledge of these other schools and some of the players, because of course I have friends from other schools and other teams, and those who play basketball, I talk with my friends from there about how their team might be doing or whatever. So just that preparation aspect, like I said, you don't want to over-prepare, but you also don't want to under-prepare. Overall, I think what makes a really good broadcast partner is somebody who you can relate to outside the booth. You don't just want to have that relation of announcing inside the booth, but you also want to be able to relate with them and have some hobbies that are similar to them. Of course, I really enjoyed having Brady and Jackson up here announcing, because those are two guys who are young. They're similar to me in age. We're kind of friends outside of the booth, so they bring the aspect of the game that I don't. Of course, I played basketball up until I got to high school. They played varsity basketball, so they can provide the level of experience that I don't have. And people like that just make it more fun to announce the game. Of course, I have worked with Tim Higgins now. I worked with him last week, actually, who you can have fun with up there. You don't want to just be talking and not having fun with the person, and it makes the broadcast a lot smoother and a lot clearer if you can actually enjoy your time with the other person who you share the booth with. As just want to give this opportunity to thank all you guys, the supporters here on OCA Media, for supporting my journey so far as an announcer. Just a beginning for me, I'd like to think, and just how blessed I am to have the opportunities that I've had to announce the game that I love and announce the sports that I love and portray it to all you guys. And now it's time for me to go to class. So we'll see you. Thank you for watching Oregon Life on OCA Media.
Watching this episode of Oregon Life.
Thanks for
Right?
watching this
Episode of Oregon Life.